So today I'm going to show you the entire journey of going from 0 to 500K a month in cash collected. So the business I'm talking about here is my e-commerce coaching business. It's basically me coaching people how to make a profitable dropshipping store. All right, so in today's video, we're only going to focus on that. And basically I've made this whole list of things I did to actually get here. So step one, I actually had a skill of dropshipping and made a bunch of money with it. I'm seeing so many people starting a coaching business or starting some sort of service-based business before having any skill. And I'm super pissed. And I genuinely don't understand how SMMA works overall, because basically what the guys on YouTube are telling you is just suggesting you, hey, start a business where you're running Facebook ads for brands without having any experience in doing that, which obviously is bullshit. You're gonna scam people, you're not gonna have good results, you're not gonna have long-term clients. The whole thing doesn't make sense. So step one for everybody who's doing some sort of service-based business should be learn the skill. All right, made a bunch of money with dropshipping and then worked as a club promoter in Barcelona and lost almost all the money. So basically, because I was dumb about it and I thought I have like a passive income with dropshipping, I basically already made it and I can chill. I started doing stupid shit and yeah, that didn't work out. However, I understood it. I went back to Germany and I still managed to make money again with dropshipping. However, what I did learn as a club promoter in Barcelona was sales. And that was huge because what I was doing every single day, all day, basically I had to be 8 hours a day on the beach and annoy the shit out of people by selling them like an all-you-can-drink event shit, you know? So I was basically there talking to hundreds of people a day and just getting my reps in terms of sales, okay? That was genuinely super helpful, and it made everything so much easier for me later on when I started high-ticket sales. By the way, keep in mind, I did this with a business which was doing over 100K a month in dropshipping, all right? I worked as a club promoter with a super high level business. Because I wanted to layer in a new skill, it's super dumb to do it like this because there were just way too many distractions as a club promoter. But anyways, learned my lesson. So next, I noticed how all of my friends all of a sudden wanted to do dropshipping as well. Everybody was reaching out to me and I was like, you know what, let me help someone. And I actually did. Most of them didn't really take it serious and like nobody really made it work. However, there was one guy who actually took all the advice I gave him, and I was basically meeting up with him every day. We're working together and he started making legit numbers as well. And instantly understood I have a skill which everybody wants to have, and I can actually teach somebody and I can charge money for it. So the first thing I did was I started posting in Facebook groups, like screenshots of my Shopify dashboard, and people started texting me and I got a few first clients for like $300 a month, okay? I saw that this whole thing works. I saw I can sell people. I saw a bunch of people want it. And I just had a shitty offer of $300 a month, but whatever. Step 4 was getting a mentor. And basically this mentor, it's a German guy who coaches on how to make a profitable coaching business. That's basically his thing. And back then when I started, he was making like 2 million a month, which I thought was ridiculous and I wanted to learn. Got a mentor and he showed me two things. The first thing he told me is I need to increase my prices from a couple $100s to a couple thousand. Did that, all good. The next thing is I learned how to qualify. All right, that was one of the biggest changes ever, because what I did previously is basically a person on Facebook was interested. I text him, he gives me his number, call him or set up a Zoom meeting or whatever. And we're sitting there and in the first initial call, I try to close him, which is dumb because I don't know how much money he has. Okay, so how everybody should structure sales calls is call 1 is qualifying. You ask a bunch of questions. How much money do you have? Are you even a good fit for the program? If yes, then we move on to the next step, which is a sales call. And that's the one I can do. And I basically had a person who was doing the qualifying calls for me. So basically, I only had people talking to me who actually were qualified. And that in it by itself is just a game changer, because so many people think, hey, why would I just not talk to everybody? Because worst case, I'm just gonna lose an hour of my time, and best case, I'm gonna make a couple $1,000s. That's great, right? Reality is no, because you're gonna get very bad feedback for your sales calls. Even if you do everything right and you would close a person who is qualified, you start trying to close people who are unqualified. And what happens is you lose confidence because you're not gonna close most people. My closing rates were pretty good off the bat, just because I knew how to qualify people overall. Next, is I actually hired a person to start texting people on Facebook and Instagram for me. So instead of me doing the entire thing and basically having to go through Facebook groups, post screenshots or whatever, we started having people who did it for us. And that was the first time I saw how crazy hiring is, because hiring a person is literally doubling your time. And that was the moment where I kind of understood the best productivity, morning routine, whatever, is having 20 employees, because that's what makes you most productive, all right? Doesn't matter how you start off your day. If you have 20 employees, you're gonna crush everybody. And this is something which I learned down the line more and more and more, but that was the first time I kind of got a glimpse of that. And here, I took that serious and I started renting an office and have real life employees. Basically that, for me personally, was a huge game changer, because number one, I committed myself to be in one city. And before that, I was traveling around doing bullshit and the focus wasn't there. And also, for me personally, I am 100,000 times more productive if I'm not alone in a room. For whatever reason, if I have people next to me, I basically feel very stupid if I'm scrolling on Instagram. If I have people next to me, or like especially employees, I cannot allow myself to be a bad example. And I saw that for me, that if I have one single person next to me, I am 10 times more productive. And at home, and when I was trying to be productive, I couldn't get shit done. So that was extremely helpful as well. Next is I had hundreds of very difficult sales calls with prospects and actually learned high ticket sales. So here with the club promoter thing, I did learn how to do sales, but I had no idea how to do high ticket sales. And that was something I learned over hundreds and hundreds of sales calls there. And it was pretty fast until we made it started to make anywhere between 20 and 50K a month, something along those lines. I was doing great. So how it worked was I got a few new clients every month, and then I had a super high ticket upsell for 18K. And every couple of weeks, I was selling somebody in the high ticket program of the students who already had the results. Because off the bat, people started having really good results. I started making 20, 30K a month. Everything was great. So then I thought to myself, all right, you know what? I have enough money generally. I will invest into learning. All right. And I bought a very expensive upsell program from my mentor, the same guy, for 36K back in the day. So basically after that, I actually had a real life meeting with one of the main guys from the program. And it was one of the weirdest things I've ever had, because I was expecting a super serious businessman, etc. And I met up with him and I basically drove to a city in Germany, and I see this Albanian mafia looking guy in a hookah place. And we're sitting down, he comes in with sweatpants and a tracksuit, he doesn't give a fuck. And he sits down and we start talking about sales for the next 2.5 hours or so. He was super, super helpful, and he just opened my mind. Honestly, in that one single day, I have learned more than in hundreds of sales calls. And the reason was that I got feedback. I got very, very direct feedback on all the things I'm doing. And this evening wouldn't be productive if I wouldn't have done the work myself before, all right? If I wouldn't have done so many sales calls and all of those things, it wouldn't be that big of a game changer just to meet up with a guy who's good at sales. Because I didn't know because I didn't have the fundamentals down. However, I did, and he just made me realize where my biggest weaknesses were and what I can improve overall, and everything started to be so much better. And also, he showed me super high ticket programs. And that was something which was a game changer for us as well, because we bought a program for 36K, which to me back in the day just sounded like something nobody would ever do. And I basically didn't have it on my radar that it's possible to sell something for that much money. 36K is ridiculous, which I paid him just for education. And he basically told me also start super high ticket. So I basically started upselling my clients for 18K plus a profit share. So the profit share also made for us per client a couple thousand extra every month. However, these 18K were something which blew my mind when I closed the first person, because I saw this is actually possible. And I did this to a third of my clients. I actually started upselling a third of everybody who joined. And it just boosted the AOV so much. And obviously this only worked because all of them made more than 18K from dropshipping, all right? The clients who bought the 18K program didn't buy it before making over 18K from dropshipping itself. So I just want to mention that. And again, this all comes from this, actually know what you're doing. Next, so Cope Card. It's just a payment method, basically. It's just like a payment gateway, but it was a game changer. It's this software here, which I showed you earlier, and it basically allowed me to have auto deduction systems, where if a person buys some sort of payment plan or something like that, they basically get charged a month later. So for example, if the 18K program, I'm selling and splitting it up into a payment plan of like 3K a month, he gets charged monthly automatically without me having to remind him every single month, hey, your payment is due, pay me. Because number one, you ruin your relationship every single time you have to ask, and it's kind of weird. So it's just annoying, with the clients. Number two is every time they have to make another payment, they have to make another decision whether they want to continue. When in reality, they already committed to the full program. But because they have to do another payment, they have to commit again. And what happens if it's just automatic payments? It's just so much easier because they just get charged and it was what you agreed on and nobody complains because that is exactly what you agreed on and it's all good. However, they don't have to make another decision, which is just huge. So next was I started trying cold ads and they were fine. They were kind of breaking even. However, the cool thing about it is that the profits came from the upsell. So every time I sold like a big program on top of the main one, I actually started making money. But I didn't like that because there's no upfront money. And breaking even on, like the main program was already high ticket and it was breaking even, so it was kind of bad. I tried this a bunch of times, by the way, like so many different creatives, I tried everything and nothing really worked, all right? I was not profitable on sale one properly, which I just wanted, and having like a 2 ROAS or some bullshit like that where it's like a little profit, it doesn't make sense. Next, this was the biggest change I've done ever. I started a YouTube channel. And basically, I started it around 2 years ago. It was really bad in the beginning. I can put in a few of the first videos I've ever done. It was really bad. And the crazy thing was that after a few videos, the videos became all right. But the only reason why they became all right, because I genuinely knew what I was talking about, because I already did like 7 figures with dropshipping itself. All right. So the things I was saying actually made sense, and that's why the videos were okay. But overall, the videos sucked. Like the packaging, the thumbnails, me talking in front of the camera. I was really weird in front of the camera. And I was just like, thinking that I have to scream into the camera because it's like, I just have to be more enthusiastic, but I sounded like an idiot, okay? So I can show you a few videos here.
At this point, I've already coached over 100 people in dropshipping. Whenever all the big dropshipping YouTubers tell you to do one thing, you have to do the exact opposite. I see so much horrible advice on YouTube when it comes to branding and dropshipping.
So basically I started the YouTube channel and I just committed to 3 videos every week. All right, what I wanted to do is I wanted to first upload like daily for a couple of weeks, just so people have like a backup folder of videos they can watch if they find me. And so I just have like at least 10 videos or something on the channel. And after that, I started posting 3 times a week and I committed to that. I noticed all of a sudden how everything started doing so much better. The DMs on Facebook, the cold ads, everything started to become so profitable just because they already had a step in between. What happened was, instead of talking to a random person on Facebook who doesn't know me, I told them, hey, watch my video. And in between the qualifying call and the selling call, they actually started watching the videos. Basically, if they asked me a question, I was just like, yeah, I've just actually answered exactly that question in this video, check it out. And people just started trusting me more because of the YouTube channel itself. So here, everything became so profitable. It was insane. And what I did next is I started running discovery ads, all right? So I can quickly go to my Google account and basically I can show you what I did. Discovery ads are a thing which you basically see as a recommendation next to videos in your niche. Basically here it says ad. So the top recommended videos in most cases is an ad, and it's just paying YouTube to get recommended on YouTube. It's very simple. So this is the most profitable ad strategy I have seen in my entire life, because what I can show you here is the 500K I generated last month. I have spent 11,000 euros to make 500K, which is almost a 50 ROAS, which is insane because these ads compound. Because the point of the ads is nothing else than people seeing my YouTube channel and subscribing, and they don't buy my program right away. It's gonna take a few months until they get warmed up, but the money I've spent in the month before that compounds to this month. And basically there's a delay in between people buying because they just get warmed up by watching your YouTube videos. And basically the money I've spent here was also responsible to the money I made in the next month. So this is something which, by the way, we're currently running as a done-for-you thing. So if you guys are running a coaching business, we can do the Google Ads side for you and help you with the entire YouTube channel thing and basically show you how to talk well in front of the camera, how to make amazing videos, thumbnails, editing, whatever. So we can help you with that generally. And if you click the link below, you can sign up for a call with us and we can find out if everything is a good fit. But anyways, now keep in mind, these discovery ads in the beginning, they didn't make money. Like it takes a month until you even see results because you just get subscribers through discovery ads. And normally people don't sign up from video one. Normally it takes a few videos and we're going to show you later on how to retarget them, etc. But actually what you're doing is you're building a fan base and it's very easy to sell to a fan base, obviously. So it took, I think, a month or so to generate the first couple of leads through YouTube directly. And I made a sale through YouTube, like through a person watching a YouTube video, seeing me from the discovery ads, and then signing up for a call through everything through YouTube, not through Facebook or cold ads or something. They actually went ahead and bought through YouTube only before I hit 200 subscribers. All right. It's actually that fast. And this is just ridiculous because also, by the way, look at this. The channel isn't big. It's making like 4K views, 5K views, 6K views, 7K, 5K, whatever. It's not a crazy channel. It's just a really, it's actually, even though I have a lot of subscribers, it's a small channel. Like it's not going viral or anything. However, it's converting so well because of this. This is a case study with my student. This is a case study with my student. This is a case study with my student. All of them are making money. This is a person who also made a shit ton of money. This. Every third video or so is a case study, and that's why it's converting, because I have irrefutable visual evidence that I'm actually legit. I know what I'm talking about. I genuinely can help people, and that's what's converting. If you have the case studies to back it up, that you actually are legit, it's easy to convert from a couple thousand views a video. So this was something which I basically understood I have to invest all my time in. And I was constantly thinking about it, but the goal of making videos, I understood it, was not making money. It's becoming good in front of the camera. Everything is gonna get boosted and everything is gonna be doing really well. Every single ad of yours is gonna crush if you know how to talk in front of the camera and sound legit, all right? The only thing which was in between my first couple of videos and me now was my skill of learning how to talk in front of the camera. I literally made 7 figures in dropshipping before my first video. I knew what I was talking about, but people didn't really trust me because I couldn't convey it, all right? I didn't know how to talk like a regular human being in front of the camera. Now I do, because it became a goal of mine. I wanted to learn how to become a good speaker overall, okay? So obviously sales helps so much as well, but YouTube was even a bigger boost because I was watching every single video back and I tried to learn more and more and more. And I was slacking in the beginning on doing that with sales calls. So I was not really watching a bunch of sales calls back and analyzing them, which I should have. And we're doing it now with my sales guys. But yeah, anyways. So the next thing was outsourcing my client support to one of my top clients. Okay, so I took my top client, which basically made a bunch of money with dropshipping, and I told him, hey, let me pay you so you can help my guys as well. And then first he took a group call over, and then we had another guy doing WhatsApp support, another guy, and all of a sudden, the results come not from me anymore. My entire team handled the results. The results didn't go down because they all knew what they were doing. Think about it. If you hire students, you taught them the entire strategy. If they executed the entire strategy well, they can do it for you. So let's imagine you're a fitness coach. I mean, if you have a person who got super fit with your strategy, he's gonna be able to teach the next guy as well. And in the money-making field, it's the same. So this freed up an insane amount of my time, all right? When I started doing this, I could finally breathe again. It was so much work to fulfill all the clients and keep them happy and be able to upsell them and all of those things. It was very difficult to manage everybody. However, that was a huge learning. And at this point, I've hired over 11 people who are my students. Okay, so the 6 are just doing the support, but I have a few other ones which are doing other things. And the crazy thing is you have built trust with the person, all right? You've been working with them for a while. You know they're legit. You know they are not going to scam you. You know them, their personality. And it's just so much better to do that versus an interview. Think about it. What is an interview? Like you talk to them for half an hour and then another hour later on, and then you have a test week or something. They show their best side in the beginning. However, with this, they don't. They actually show their true self. They tell you, hey bro, I'm slacking, I can't be productive, I need help with productivity. They will literally tell you, hey, I want to do drop shipping in my job because my boss is not working. They're going to tell you a bunch of things which you know, all right, this guy shouldn't be hired, this guy should be hired. And you kind of learn to trust them over time because you know they actually have to be honest, and they are honest because it's a very different setting. They don't have to show their best side. So this was huge, and it was such a powerful tool to hire people. The next thing I was talking about earlier, so back in the day I was doing it every couple of weeks. So in the beginning, basically a long form interview with a client who's crushing it, okay? And it needs to be long form. You are gonna be shocked how they convert. If you have a 20-minute to 1 hour video with a person who is in your program, people love it. People wanna see the insights. People wanna see everything. People just wanna see that to be convinced. And if you're able to ask them good questions, everything is gonna do really well. So that was that. And at this point, with just a couple of thousand subscribers, less than 10,000, I was making 100K a month. The profit margins were insane, around 70%, because the discovery ads were so cheap. All right, we were spending so little money and making so much in comparison just because we've built a brand, and we were powering the brand with ads and also getting organic reach, because if you push a lot of ads, generally people are seeing it and YouTube sees that a bunch of people are watching your videos, so let's recommend it to more. And here, the craziest thing about this entire discovery ad strategy is you have upfront profitability and you're growing your brand for free. It's free to grow your brand. How the fuck can you come up with something where you don't pay any money but still grow your brand, even if you don't go viral? Because it's very difficult to actually go viral by itself. However, this is very easy. You cover all the costs, all the marketing, every single dollar you spend on ads, you cover. However, you grow your brand for free. And this is genuine profit. Like, it's not like you're having a 2 ROAS or a 5 ROAS. It's at least a 10 ROAS normally. And on top of that, you're growing your brand. So you're getting paid to grow your brand. And by the way, your ROAS is only going to be like 10 or something if you actually are good in front of the camera. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Your talking skills need to be on point. People need to trust you. All right, here comes the next big one. We got an editor. Keep in mind, we got a proper, like a legit editor. Before that, we had like just a person doing it from the team and did just like basic cutting. But we were making 6 figures a month before we had a legit editor. Keep that in mind, okay? We get an editor, and inside of like a month or two, I post an Android Tate video and it just blows up, okay? So basically, this video gets 850,000 views, and the money-making niche is just insane. Like, this is not a video where I'm like doing jokes or something. This is business advice. So in such a niche, it's just ridiculous how many views this is. And it's also ridiculous how much money I made of this. The interesting part about this though, was I already made an Andrew Tate video before that, and it gotten 14K views because it had shit editing. So what happens with editing is it gives you the potential to go viral. If you don't have really professional editing, again, all of this was working without the editing, you don't need it in the beginning. However, if your videos are really good, and on top of that, you layer in editing, something like this happens, all right? I guarantee the same exact video without the proper editing wouldn't be even close to like 50K views. So got an editor, went viral pretty soon. And yeah, that was very big. Like, made a lot of money from that. So that was also my first 250K month, all right? From 100K to 250K, big jump. Keep in mind, profit margins stay the same, 70%. Now, all of a sudden, I made over 200K in profit in one single month, which was mind-blowing. Next is I hired a sales guy, and I train him every day. He was in the office, he's still in the office. He basically started taking over the sales calls, and every single day in the evening for like a month straight, I was sitting down with him and going for like a shisha or something, for a hookah. We basically met up every evening and we trained sales. I trained him every single day, and he started crushing it. he became really good, and he basically took over the sales calls, and the closing rate went down maybe like 5% or like 10% or something, which is nothing because I, as the face of the brand, I'm gonna close way more people anyways, and because people didn't know who he is, it's obviously gonna be less people who buy. So in the beginning it was like 10% less, and at this point it's almost the same. So I was sitting back in the day at 85% closing rate, and he's also at 85% closing rate. Now keep in mind, the closing rate normally should go up because my brand grows and people love me more. I'm gonna get to that in a second. And there was a huge thing which happened there as well. All of this was in a time span of like a couple of months. I hired a thumbnail maker, and that was also very, very helpful. The videos instantly gotten like the videos before that were at the baseline of like 800 views or something, and then it started to go like to a couple thousand views baseline on average. All right, doesn't sound like a lot. It's a lot. It's huge. If you have 1,000 people in your niche watching you who are ready to buy, it's insane. So the next thing which happened was, and that was really interesting, there is a guy, and his name is Mikey again, and basically he has a journey channel on dropshipping. So he basically documents his journey on how everything is going for him. Tried dropshipping, beginner tries dropshipping, beginner blah 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 blah. For a year straight, he didn't make money. Right? For a year straight, he did not make money. However, I saw that, and he mentioned me in this video here. Like, he mentioned me briefly, just showing me that he actually knows who I am, and because he was just like watching my YouTube videos. And I understood that if I can get a hold of him and I can help him, I'm gonna make a shit ton of money off him. Because if you help a person to actually make money after not making money for a year, and he's gonna document it. He's gonna document it no matter what. If it works, if it doesn't work, I'm either gonna be a complete idiot who tried to help but didn't make it work, or I'm gonna crush it. All right, I crushed it. And basically he started making a shit ton of money. First 2K, and then he basically went actually viral on TikTok for the first time with his dropshipping store, like 15 million views, made money there as well. Then 2K in profit, 2K in 1 week, 15K, and then at this point he had like 100K month. Actually, he didn't post that yet, but yeah, he already had 100K month. He didn't talk about that on the YouTube channel yet, but yeah, he started making legit money. Okay, I was mentioned in every single video. He was like, my mentor told me this, my mentor told me that, I changed this because of him. Everything so much easier because now I actually had real credibility. And this video series was insane, crazy. All right, if you think about it, there's nothing better. Like, genuinely, I haven't ever seen a better ad than what I did with him. Struggles for a year, I come in, help him, he has 100K month, and basically consistently he grows and grows and grows and shows his entire journey. Every single video ever he's gonna ever make, I'm gonna get credibility for that forever. It doesn't matter if he doesn't even mention me, everybody still remembers me. So got a ton of subscribers from that as well, and again, it was just so high converting. Here I said I had a 250K a month. I did, but it didn't stick. Like, it went down to like 180 or something. It went down a little bit. But from here, I just started making 250K a month consistently until like a couple of months ago. And we basically, I think 3 or 4 months ago, we hit our first 300K month. And I switched my entire dropshipping strategy from Facebook to TikTok organic. If you don't know dropshipping, it doesn't really matter, but basically I changed up the entire strategy of how I teach to a much easier strategy, and way more people started having results because the strategy was just much better. Here, I got more upsells, I got more case studies, and obviously because of that, I got more clients. So the question is, how did I get from 250K to 500K? All right, number one, the sales guy got much better. Number two is this whole Mikey again situation went out of control, and he posted like a banger video. Number three is I actually added a referral system where a bunch of people started referring their friends, and we've got tons of leads through that as well. Then we have added email marketing, which is funny because email marketing sounds like such a basic thing, but we just didn't do it. So yeah, basically added that, made extra money as well, and we're officially at 500K a month now. So the goal is to hit 750 a month this year, and not sure if we're gonna hit it. We have October the 4th, still have like a couple of months left. Let's see what's gonna happen, but I definitely have a good feeling about it. And let's see, maybe even when I upload this, because it's gonna take a while, I have a bunch of videos lined up before this one. Maybe we're even gonna be there already. So yeah, that's basically my journey, what happened to me over the last couple of years with my e-commerce coaching business. Now look, if you want us to help you do the same. And we want us to run all the ads for you and coach you through the process of number one, sales, number two, talking well in front of the camera, and number three, fulfillment, all right? So obviously fulfillment means client success. So if you generally need help with this, we're gonna be able to do that. So if you're running a coaching business or some sort of agency and you already have a couple of clients, it's doing well, but you just don't know how to scale, sign up for a call, and we're gonna find out if everything is a good fit. Because honestly, I've tried everything. There is no better strategy than what we have, actually. The lead generation strategy we have is just superior to everything I saw in my whole life. If you're interested, click the link below, sign up for a call, and I will talk to you very soon.